The grandeur of morning sunrise in Nepal belies the harsh realities of life in one of the most impoverished regions in the world. Life for the vast majority of the Nepalese people is a laborious struggle for day-to-day survival. Rugged mountain terrain, rampant disease, brutal labor demands, and crushing poverty guarantee insurmountable challenges to a secure, normal life for families and especially for children. By age 3, Nepali village children have joined the family labor force, doing their part to support the survival of the family by carrying heavy loads up and down the mountain trails and working in fields. Many children are hired out or sold to feudal landlords to slave labor, most likely for a lifetime of servitude. Too often, families just break apart due to the heavy burdens of their existence, and the children are left to find their way and survive on their own. Kathmandu and larger towns offer fantasy images of salvation and opportunity for the many child victims of poverty and circumstance. When these children migrate to the city, they quickly discover the realities of survival on the streets to be as deprived and threatening as their former lives, but for different reasons. If they are lucky, hard labor in slum neighborhood tea houses or other shops may provide street-level subsistence income. But begging, stealing, prostitution and selling drugs quickly become the fastest and easiest source of money. The successes of so many of these remarkable children are continual reminders of what might have been if the helping hand had not been there. Sandup is now a successful businessman, a fine husband, proud father of 2 and guardian of 5 other children in his care. Beginning with homeless and desperately ill children that he personally rescued, he followed his heart to help other children living in conditions similar to those that trapped him during his early years. Hari Puri was abundant in Pokhara, Nepal, when he was felled with polio as a very small boy. Plans to rescue Hari were immediate, and within a few days he was fitted with leg braces and learned to stand upright for the first time in years. Hari quickly taught himself to walk and was placed in a good school with housing facilities. A natural at his studies, Hari has won several academic competitions as well as the hearts of his friends. Anjana Gurung lost her leg to a tragic fire when she was 3 years old. Isolated in a rural mountain village, when she reached age 6, she made courageous, painful efforts to attend village school by struggling up and down 2-mile-long dirt trails using only a stick to support herself. Anjana is a superb student and a fine young lady that never fails to express her gratitude for the new life given her. Pramila and Sharmila Khadka were 6 years and 4 years old when their father died, and due to tragic circumstances, their mother was unable to care for them. Abandoned and living alone in their small village, the 2 sisters existed on handouts and temporary care from village neighbors. Word was sent to the village for the girls to be brought into Kathmandu. Arrangements were made for Pramila and Sharmila to join a small home that supported several other children. The girls immediately connected with the other children in the home and became part of an admirable family. The girls thrive and enjoy their lives as outstanding students in an excellent school and as happy members of a very special household. Sujan Dahal was born legally blind in a small farming village. His mother was widowed and extremely poor. Sujan's academic skills stunned everyone, and by class 9, he became the first blind student in Nepal to study algebra and trigonometry. When Sujan graduated from grade 10 in a class of over 120 sighted students, he stood first position in all subjects. He took the Nepal board examinations for college admission, and when the results were published, Sujan was noticed nationally and awarded national distinction for his exceptionally high marks. Against the advice of teachers and friends, Sujan chose science as his college major. 2 years later, Sujan ranked with other college students in the top 10% nationally and has set new academic standards for the blind in Nepal. His talents and accomplishments have been justly heralded. Sujan was selected as Outstanding Disabled Person of the year 2009 by the government of Nepal. 2010 became another milestone as well as an opportunity for innovation and challenge. A visit to several of the many brick factory compounds in Kathmandu Valley was a devastating reality check on the environment and conditions of the many children entrapped there. Housing for the workers and their families is a little more than makeshift shelters of piled bricks. Clean water, schooling, services of any kind are non-existent, and often the children themselves are drawn into the horrendous labor work performed by their families or guardians. Free nutritional meals, education, social activities and more are offered 6 days a week. The school has become a welcome sanctuary for children, freeing them from harsh labor demands and opening doors and opportunity for better futures. While the rescue of orphaned and abandoned children remains the chief objective, there are hundreds of other Nepali children who live hopeless lives in squatter settlements. Destitute families, often homeless, gather near temple grounds and exist by scrounging trash piles and begging. Just as common, other squatter children live with makeshift families of prostitutes, professional beggars and other unfortunates. These children spend their days aimlessly wandering their neighborhoods without structure or purpose, shut out from schooling and opportunity. An inspirational effort by Nepali volunteers to serve over 140 squatter children in a major temple neighborhood in Kathmandu. This inspired group designed a school to provide free nutritional lunches to the many children near the temple grounds, with the provision that each child must attend classes before meals are provided. From a beginning with less than 24 children, the word spread, guardians and families cooperated, and a long line of children appeared at the new school. Bal Sarathi was born, and soon school uniforms, arts and crafts, recreational activities and special programs became structural parts of the program's offerings. Not only have these impoverished children gained awareness, dignity and self-worth by attending classes, but many have excelled in their studies and have moved on to government school with scholarship support from Bal Sarathi and expectations of a decent future. While education is always the most secure path to an independent life, often Nepali children who are too advanced in age to begin school are found living in tragic circumstances, desperately needing help. Physically challenged in particular, live in isolation for too many years before someone with knowledge of available resources reaches them and makes the effort to help. The Early Rehabilitation Center in Kathmandu is a pioneering foundation for providing training and job skills to blind or deaf women who are found languishing in their villages without purpose or responsibility. The director of Early Rehabilitation Center devised a master plan for these young women, beginning with Braille and mobility training for the blind and sign language instruction for the deaf. These girls and women advance into job skill training and learn to make marketable crafts and products. While a livable income is the essential benefit of their development, equally valuable are the creative activities and the sense of self-worth that enter the lives of these formerly helpless young women. Nestled in a valley surrounded by the Annapurna mountain range, the town of Pokhara is home to two different but major programs. A visit to a housing compound for elderly victims severely affected by leprosy is an experience in humility and compassion. These noble and brave elders have been labelled outcasts by their home communities and even their families. The fear of leprosy remains energized by superstition and ignorance, and these gentle souls are grouped together to live out their days in social abandonment. True to the human spirit, they carry on with acceptance of their fate, faith in their gods, and cooperative support for each other. The most appreciated gift, however, is always the attention and affection that is readily and heartily supplied. The richness of the welcomes and display of joy are treasured moments. Amar Singh School in Pokhara provides an excellent program and education facility for blind children, as well as very suitable housing skills to heights never imagined. Not only does the music program continue to flourish, but these children have won 2 gold medals in Nepal in national music competitions. Perhaps the best reward has been the opportunity for these sightless children to have creativity and activity in their lives beyond the classroom. Almost on any holiday or any early evening, the children will be found playing the guitar, harmonium, drums. The children are always served in the name of our supporters and with deep gratitude.